Hello, good morning. It's Saturday here in lovely Delaware. The weather's beautiful. Wanted to reach out to you all coaches because here and there I've been talking about AI, and some of you know me, some of you don't. My name is Kay Stoner. I've been in the knowledge management information retrieval search space since the late 80s, and I've run search programs at places like Fidelity Investments and Dell Technologies. And I am hearing a lot of talk here and there about AI just everywhere in the world right now, and as well as in the CEC group. And I wanted to weigh in and offer another perspective for people because I've been doing this stuff. I mean, now they call it AI, artificial intelligence, and that's fine. But, a lot of us have been working with this stuff in different ways for a long time. So things like cleaning up data, machine learning, having bodies of knowledge to train information retrieval systems on, structuring the kinds of interactions that people will have, getting them the information they need, and all of the stuff, all the things that we currently call AI, artificial intelligence, have been actually going on for quite some time. So it's been around at least 20 years for people like me, and even longer for other people. So I think part of the problem with AI is that the marketers got hold of it. And I can say things about marketers because I was in digital marketing for many years. So I'm allowed to say stuff. Yeah, and so I think there's a real issue with AI having been embraced and promoted by the marketers right off the bat. First off, they want everybody to sign up for their programs to start an AI marketing agency. That makes no sense whatsoever, because if you don't understand marketing, artificial intelligence isn't going to do anything for you. The other thing, too, is that from personal experience and my own personal perspective from being in high tech, and having worked with technology since, oh my heavens, 1983. Oh no, that's a long time. Um, yeah, the calling it artificial intelligence, the only thing that's true about it is, and maybe this isn't even that true, artificial. It's not intelligent. People, it's not intelligent. I don't know why they keep labeling it this, but it's a marketing thing. That's pattern matching. And it's basically like Google or search on steroids. It's something that you can have a conversation with. And we've been moving towards this for quite some time because back in the day, you couldn't put a question, you couldn't phrase your search query as a question and expect to get anything back. But now that's like normal, and this is what everybody does. So we've been moving towards this point all along, and we'll continue to move. But calling this whole thing intelligence, no, it's trained on a massive corpus of a whole bunch of information, and then it just looks for patterns and says, oh well, you put this pattern into your input box, and so therefore I'm going to look at my files and see what pattern I should spit back at you, which is the most acceptable pattern. And this is what a lot of the training is doing. It's reinforcing what patterns work and what patterns don't. It's nothing more than that. AI does not understand, at least in the current iteration, and as far as we know, it doesn't understand what we're saying, and it doesn't understand what we're saying back. It's just looking for patterns. So to call this artificial intelligence is a complete misnomer. It's misleading, and it also puts the emphasis on the technology. No, no. Can we please not do that as much as we are right now? I have a different perspective. And I'm actually in the process of taking some courses with Vanderbilt, some online courses with Coursera about generative AI, and also custom assistants, and trustworthy generative AI, and like a number of different topics. But one thing that Jules White, the instructor, said that was very, very true is that AI doesn't necessarily stand for artificial intelligence. It can also stand for augmented intelligence. So augmented intelligence, it helps your intelligence. And when we say augmented intelligence, we're putting the emphasis on the people. We're putting the emphasis on what humans can do. We're putting the emphasis on augmenting what we have, and not saying, oh yeah, well, this is going to come in and replace us all, because it can't. It just cannot. That's another discussion for another day, but it's impossible. It can't. They may think it is, but philosophically and theoretically, and also based on logic, it just can't. So what can it do for us? And if it can't fulfill that massive promise of the artificial intelligence doing everything for us, what good is it? Well, it's good because it helps us be better at what we do. And how, pray tell, does it do that? It gives us access to more information. Do you have any idea how much research is out there? Oh my heavens, there's a lot. Like if you look at Arxiv and these other, research repositories where people are just posting stuff. It's kind of like open sourcing the research world. There's all kinds of information out there, the massive amounts of research. And there's also a lot of stuff that has been written and published and discussed over the years that AI can be trained on and that has been trained on. So it gives you access to all of this information, all of these insights, all these perspectives, and so forth for you to use. It's to augment your understanding. It's to augment your thought processes, to augment your decision making, and augment what you bring to the table. And it's not going to do it for you because you need to understand how to ask it. You need to understand how to direct it. You need to understand how to tap into all of it because AI will only do what it's told to do. It can only do what it's told to do. You can't say, AI, build me a car. It has no idea what kind of car. It can't read your mind. Well, theoretically, anyway. That's another discussion for another time. I have research that I've seen, but anyway, we're not going to go dystopian right now. We're going to be hopeful, and we're going to look at how this can help us because it really, really can. And what would it mean if you were stuck in a situation with a client? You were just stuck, and you had an impartial, objective portal to all the things that have been said and discussed and revealed and researched pertaining to this situation that you're in. What if you had a really, really tricky client and you weren't making any progress whatsoever and you couldn't figure it out? What if you had access to an impartial, confidential source that you could vent to and that could read your sentiment and then say, oh, well, based on this, this is what other people have found helpful. It's just search on steroids. It's search, like taken to the next level. And it gives us access to the information that we need and the information we didn't even realize we needed. It helps our thought process. It helps our understanding. It rounds out our offering to what we offer to ourselves and what we offer to other people. So as coaches, I really, really strongly advise you and encourage you to look into AI as augmented intelligence, not artificial intelligence. That's ridiculous. Speaking from experience, because I've been in this space. So no. But yeah, augmented intelligence. What could augmented intelligence do for you? Having a different perspective, having access to all the things. And guess what? A lot of research out there and a lot of writings and so forth that can be translated. They have access to the finest French thinkers, the finest Vietnamese thinkers, the finest, I don't know, Malawian thinkers. Who have been have their brains in really interesting places, working with really interesting perspectives. And granted, translation is never going to be 100%. I also used to work in the localization space, and I can tell you, yeah, it's never going to be 100%, but close enough for government work and horseshoes, right? So it just builds out what you can consider. It enlarges the sphere of your processing. It gives you more data points. And AI is particularly useful at that nexus where there's a whole bunch of information out there and there's a whole bunch of information that's needed, but we do not have a bridge between people and the machines. We have kind of a NASA problem right now. Back in the day when NASA was first collecting all the data, they had so much data that they were collecting from space. They couldn't parse it. They didn't know what to do with it. So they put it in storage. And they couldn't access it. They didn't even know what they had. And so we're kind of in that situation now. Fortunately, we have a way to bridge that gap and we have a way to access that, and that is through augmented intelligence or AI. So I hope you're going to reconsider your position on AI a little bit and also understand the possibilities for it. And also understand that you are the one who's directing it. You need to be specific about what you ask for. You need to be clear on what exactly you want to get back from it, what you're putting into it and what you want to get back, because it will often give you exactly what you ask for. And if you don't ask well, you're not going to get very good stuff. Garbage in, garbage out. Not that what you're putting in is garbage, but you know what I mean. So anyway, those are my thoughts, and hope you will consider, if you haven't been, if you'd be like, no, AI is going to take my job. AI can never replace me. No, it can't, but it can augment you, and it can make you a better coach. It can even make you a better person. It's amazing. Reach out to me anytime if you have questions or if you'd like to discuss further. Okay, take care.